Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome in. So I'm excited because the Pixel channel hit over 200 subscribers, and I'm very, very, very helpful and thankful. I meant to say humble. I said helpful. Very humble and thankful for reaching that milestone. I am simulcasting both to my dedicated Pixel channel known as Fun Pixel, and then also my main channel, Aloha Android. And I am just super excited that I was able to hit that. I'll tell anybody at the end of the day, having a YouTube channel is not easy. It's not. Some people may figure it out and be able to maneuver themselves to basically get their channel growth the way that they wanted to. Some people, hit it like lightning in a bottle and soar. Some people gotta grind it out and struggle. And unfortunately, that would be me. I'm not how you put it. I just do this. I just podcast. I just go ahead and make videos and upload them. Really not all into that whole super high production, which I would say those people that took a chance and subscribed on the channel kind of like that method. So again, I'm all kinds of baffled, all kinds of just like, whoa. So I'm very, very excited for that. Very excited to hit 200. And the celebration will continue tomorrow. Of course, tomorrow is the big day, the big event, and I'm super, super excited for tomorrow's event. However, I will be working when it actually goes down, so my reaction won't be until a little bit in the afternoon time. Today was a pretty rough day for me. Just some crazy stuff happened, but obviously those crazy things got alleviated, so I'm happy about that. But tomorrow I will be in basically working. Love my new job. Love everything about it. Love the people involved. And so by the time that I get off work, it would be 3:30 p.m. my time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So then I would say probably like 3:45 p.m. I'll go in and do the live. I'll get it all set up tonight for my reaction to the Made by Google event 2023, where something great is going to come about, which I'm very excited for it. I don't know what people's thoughts are on the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro. I gotta tell you, for the first time ever, have I ever really been interested in the Pro model series. And I know it's such a lame reason that I'm excited for it. The 8 Pro has a matte black version. Okay, so I don't know, something about matte black is just something I really like, and to see that the Pro model has that particular color makes me want to gun for that one. With the 8 series, there's the Peony Rose, and I know that my wife is gonna like that one, so that's like the first one that I'm gonna try to get, and I'm gonna gift that to her. Which of course, my wife is one of my biggest supporters and my biggest fan on the channel, and so she's not gonna have too much of a problem with me doing an unboxing and stuff like that. And I'll pick her brain as far as like what she thinks about the Pixel 8. So with that being said, that will probably be like the first thing that I grab. The Pro model matte black, I'll grab that later. But I have a feeling that the matte black Pixel 8 Pro is going to be the second popular model of the Pixel 8 Pro models to be released. So that may be one that might be hard to find. I would have to cross my fingers and hope that it's not going to be considered the exclusive color. When it comes to Google Pixel devices, the exclusive color is always the one that tends to sell out first, and so that's kind of like my worry. I know that the 8 Pro model has the blue variant, and I'm hoping that people will kind of gravitate more towards that, alleviating some of the matte black ones to be picked up by me. Because as we know, they've already been unboxed. We've had somebody leak the unboxing of the Pixel 8 and also the 8 Pro. And so, yeah, that person pretty much beat a lot of people to the punch of the unboxings. Obviously, for those who want to know, that person's definitely not part of the Team Pixel partnership program, because obviously I'm pretty sure that those guys and gals have embargoes put on them where they can't do unboxings until after the event tomorrow. So yeah, that's probably the one I was gonna go after. So that would be like the first pro model Pixel that I actually decided to go after instead of the regular 8 series. And then of course next year I'm gunning for the Pixel 8a. We're already hearing leaks about the specifications and things to kind of look out for with the Pixel 8a. So yeah, as I continue to use my Pixel 6a, my Pixel 7a is my main device, and then repurpose my Pixel 6 for my webcam. That's what I'm using right now. So hopefully the imaging comes out pretty decent on it. But yeah, the 8 model, 8 Pro is probably where I'm looking. Now, if they have a Pixel 8 in matte black, that would be dope as hell, and that's the one I would go after for sure. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it looks. With that being said, just kind of moving on to something I do want to kind of talk about when it comes to Google Fi reps. And I can see why that there's people that's on Reddit and on various different other platforms pretty much just like trashing Google Fi. And usually I try to be understanding to things, but one thing I hate is when people just straight up lie, like blatantly tell you a lie. So I'm gonna feed you guys the story so you guys kind of know what's going on with Google Fi and why one of the reps known as Nea, yeah, I called her name out, flat out lied to me. Flat out lied. Now here's a scenario. My Pixel 6, I had it active on Google Fi a couple of months ago. It was activated on eSIM, and the reason why is because the physical SIM tray area, the physical port. Thanks, Sneed. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, the Pixel channel is growing for sure. Loving the growth, loving the views on it. So still just kind of pushing a little bit on it for sure. But so I chatted with the Google Fi rep because, like I said, the physical SIM tray on the Pixel 6 is it quit working. It quit working I think 3 or 4 months ago. So anytime that I wanted to use my Pixel 6, I had to use the eSIM. And a couple of months ago, like 2.5 months ago, I had Google Fi for a little bit, was doing some testing on it and showed some speed tests on my main channel and stuff. And I had it active on there. There's a little bit of an issue. I switched out devices, and when I switched back to the Pixel 6, there was an activation issue with eSIM on that account. That got pushed up to tier 2 tech support. They hit me with an email just to say that they're working on it, and then I never heard nothing again. And so I was like, okay, you know what? Paid the bill, canceled the account, got rid of Google Fi, and that was it. Today, just because I may have to travel overseas, it's a possibility. I decided, okay, you know what? Google Fi would work great overseas, so I set me up another account, and I was just going to straight activate the eSIM to the Pixel 6, and I downloaded the eSIM just fine, but then when you go to move your number over to activate, boom, I get hit with an error code B071, and it tells me at the very top that my Pixel 6 is blocklisted. And I'm like, wait a minute. Why is it blocklisted? I never reported it stolen. The last thing that ever had to do with Google Fi was when they were trying to get the activation done, and it was brought up to tier 2 tech support, and I heard nothing back from them. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me go ahead and reach out to them, right? So I decided, to take out my Pixel 4 XL, just have the activation completed on that, getting a phone number assigned and everything. And then I went in and I chatted with the Google Fi rep, and everything tech. What's up, man? Welcome in. And so, with that, the chat was very cordial. Kept it, I always try to keep calm when I deal with reps, because reps are specifically turned off by you when you just go in with anger and rage. I know this because that's what I do for a living. The moment you come in with anger and rage, my listening drops 50% because I'm just letting you vent. So any key important things being said is going to be slightly overlooked, possibly. And so anyways, I kept it cool and calm, talked, chatted with the person, said, hey, I'm trying to, activate the eSIM on my Pixel 6. Explained to her that the physical SIM port in the Pixel 6 must be damaged because it's not reading any SIM card that I put in it. So I need to activate on eSIM. So, she first looks into it like, yeah, I'll help you. So everything seems like it's going fine, right? She asked me what the error code was. I explained to her what it was. I explained on my screen that that Google Fi is telling me the phone is blocklisted, and it shouldn't be because I'm the sole owner of the phone. It's never been passed to anybody else. I never bought it third party from somebody else. So she asked me, okay, where'd you buy it from? And I told her I bought it from Best Buy back in December of 2021. Bought it unlocked, so I didn't buy it through any carrier or activate on any carrier. I bought it, I put my SIM card into it, and I dipped out of the store. So, she continues to look further into it, and she comes back and she hits me with, because it wasn't purchased directly from Google Fi, the eSIM's not going to work. I was like, wait a minute. Like I told her, no, because 2.5 months ago, my Pixel 6 was activated by eSIM on a old Google Fi account I had that I no longer needed. But she just stonewalled me right there. She was just like, I understand your frustrations, the simple shit they say. And she went in further to say, well, but because it wasn't purchased from Google Fi, the eSIM won't activate. You have to use a physical SIM. I was like, okay, we're kind of going around in a circle now. I'm telling you, the physical SIM tray area, the port for the physical SIM doesn't work with any SIM card because I've tested like 5 different SIM cards I have. It does not read. I'm like, so there must be damage to it. I don't have time to send it in. The warranty's done on it. There's no warranty on the Pixel 6 anymore. And so I'm like, I don't have time to send it in to try to get it repaired or anything like that. I want to get the phone working. And again, she hits it with the same thing. You bought it from a third-party store, so eSIM is not compatible. So just out of nowhere, I'm like, this has never happened before. I've been using the phone on Google Fi on different Google accounts throughout the last 2 years, and it's always activated on eSIM. So I was like, is there a policy change? Did they change their policy? She said, no, they didn't change their policy. I was like, so you mean to tell me that this is a policy that's been around since Project Fi? She said, yes. Now, mind you, when you chat with the Google Fi rep, everything goes via email, right? You can have the whole chat thread sent to you by email. So I'm like, okay. So I told her, I was like, I got the Pixel 6a, got a third party. So if I try to put this on Google Fi, it's not going to activate. She said, yes, it's not going to activate. You got to use a physical SIM. Okay. So then she went ahead to end the chat because, she was just getting to that point where she just didn't want to talk to me anymore. So I'm like, okay, whatever, ended the chat, sent a copy of the chat thread to me via email. And then I went in and I switched the Google Fi service onto my Pixel 6a. It's right here. And Google Fi services is on it. I'm like, hey, what do you know? It's working on eSIM. So I go back into the Google Fi app to request help from a rep. And this time the chat option is no longer there. So now I'm like, okay, I can't chat back in with anybody, but that's okay, cool. I hit call. So when you hit call, their customer rep calls you in under a minute. So I got a new rep on the phone. I'm actually talking to them by phone, explain the whole situation with them. Now, this person, I give shout outs to her because basically she went ahead and really kind of looked into it. Double checked my IMEI to make sure that Google Fi didn't blacklist it from the last time that, I had an issue activating it. I gave her the error code again. She looked it up. She was like, your phone should activate by eSIM. And she even read the chat thread between me and the previous rep, Naya. And she was like, whoa, why did she tell you this? Like, no, that's not true. No, I'm so sorry. I'm like, look, you don't got to apologize for somebody else that just wanted probably to get me off the chat. Maybe, whatever reason. Maybe it was like 10 minutes till they're done with their shift. They wanted to go. She was just like, she kind of laughed a little bit, looked into it, realized that there is an issue activating the Pixel 6 with eSIM on Google Fi and that it's not blacklisted, or any of that. Confirmed with her where I got it. Told her that if they want, I can send her the receipt to it because the receipt is in my email. It's in my wife's email from when we bought it. So it'll show that was purchased, it was bought. We have the receipt. So she escalated again to tier 2 to tell them everything that happened and whatnot because she couldn't get it to activate. But see, this is the thing about Google Fi, because when I go on Reddit and I go on other places and I see people talk about how Google Fi's customer care reps are like trash and horrible, I see that, especially when you're straight up lied to by a rep. That is horrible. Do you wish Google would make the fabric cases for the Pixels? That would be nice. I mean, they didn't have to get rid of it. In my opinion, they didn't have to get rid of the fabric cases. Like, I know that they have these those kind of like hard plastic cases that are from recycled material, and that's totally fine. I think those are cool too. But I think that they could have just like added those new cases along with the fabric cases. I don't know. I don't know why they got rid of it. It's kind of sad that they did. The one thing I would love for them to do is bring back the fabric case, but build it better. Build it to where there's some lip protection. You know what I mean? Because even with that case on it, it's a nice case, feels good in the hand and everything. Yeah, it kind of protects, the camera. I mean, well, on the older Pixel devices, like the 5 and older, it protects the camera a little bit, but there's no protection for the display. So if you drop that thing face down, yeah, it's going to make contact with whatever you drop it on. It's going to crack, So that's something that, like, yeah, I want them to bring back the fabric case. I agree with you there, but I also want them to create better protection with their cases, because even with their hard plastic cases that you can get now, those don't even have like a lip to it to protect the display. So it's just like, so sad, so sad. Yeah, definitely they bring that back. So just kind of finishing off the topic with Google Fi, you know what I mean? Like, the services is not bad, especially, if you're in an area where T-Mobile is very good, and obviously Google Fi is going to work pretty good for you. They run off T-Mobile's network. I just think that they really, really, really need to kind of like slow down the fuckery and the bullshit. You know what? Like, because like every company has this, okay? So I'm not just gonna like say Google Fi is the only one to do it. I've had reps from Visible lied to me when they tried to tell me why they canceled my account, and I remember that so well because I kept telling the rep, like, just tell me the truth, like. I had, the account that I'm talking about was the very first Visible wireless account that I got when Visible reached out to me to do a review on their services, and I kept the account after my partnership with them had ended. And because Visible was new at the time, there were a lot of people using my referral code, and so I was getting credit after credit for people activating on Visible. And I accumulated like $600 almost in credit. And, for like literally for a long time, I didn't have a bill. I didn't have a phone bill really to pay with Visible. And by the time that they actually canceled my account without my knowledge, I had like 235 left in credit. And like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, Google Fi is not the only one that had chat reps or reps that basically bullshit their customers. Visible has done it. They lied to me about why they canceled my account. They try to play the I don't know why, but we can't recover your account. And I'm like, and it was funny because I got the email alert that said, we're sorry to hear you go from Visible. And like, not even a minute after I saw that email, and then I saw that my services was turned off on my Visible line, I chatted into their care rep and chatted with them, and they were like, oh yeah, we can't recover it. And I'm like, what do you mean can't recover it? You guys just canceled it like 15 minutes ago. So bring it back. So they were able to reinstate that Visible account, but they were like, we can't give you the credits back. And I'm like, man, that sucks. Yeah, you can hit me in DMs later. That's not a problem, man. Now, so, they do it. Boost Infinite does it. Boost Mobile does it. Like, every company has their reps, and their reps that just don't give a shit and just bullshit customers. But hopefully Naya gets reprimanded. And the reason I'm saying her name, you know what I mean, is because I felt superly disrespected. So I don't have no respect for her. So I don't care if her name is said. I don't know her last name, so it's not like it identifies her specifically. But I'm sure other people that may see this, and then if they get her on the chat, they'll kind of be worried. Plus, too, I think the names are fake. I think they're just nicknames that they use. I don't think that they really use like their real names. A complaint to the FCC might have helped them give you the credits back. Yeah, you know what I mean? That it is what it is. Like everything that kind of goes wrong, I don't run to the government to help me. It would have to be something big. You know what I mean? Like if like all my info was compromised and like I found out, by doing a background check that there's like 8 credit cards opened in my name, this, that, and the third, that yeah. Of course, a complaint with the FCC, but like something like that, it's just like I don't see it how other people, I guess, sees it. I guess I don't think I'm going to get very pissed off about because it's like, yes, people use my referral code that helped me gain all those credits, but it's not money that it's not like I paid ahead of time and had like $250 in credit that was out of my pocket that I lost. You know what I mean? So, and I'm not the only one that's gone through it because there's other people that have reported the same thing happened to them. They built enough credit to where they weren't going to be paying a phone bill for like a year with Visible, and Visible cuts their account out. Yeah, maybe if Jose's cool with it, then yeah, for sure. I have no problem against that. Jose's a homie. I like how Jose just reaches out to me on Facebook like out of nowhere. You guys know Jose Santana? That dude reaches out to me like in the oddest times. It's not like it's a bad thing, There's nothing bad about it. It's not late night or like I'm not like super busy. It's just like he'll go a long time without like reaching out to me and like on personal DMs, and then out of nowhere it's just boom, he hits me up. So like we chat for a little while, just conversate as friends. But every time he hits me up, there's always something like some sort of promo, some sort of deal that he gets me hip to that like benefits me, It was because of him, like, my second oldest son, he has Metro by T-Mobile. And it's because on his account is my old account. I dropped most of my lines, but hold on. Excuse me. I had to sneeze real quick. Anyways, bless me for that. Anyways, so my son has Metro by T-Mobile, and I have the Metro by T-Mobile home internet. And Jose like reached out to me, he was just talking to me, and just chit chatting away, whatever. How's life? And then I was telling him like, yeah, I still have my Boost Infinite account, but my son likes his Metro. He likes being on Metro by T-Mobile. So Jose's like, oh yeah, if you talk to the rep that you're gonna bounce out of Metro, they will give you the $25 plan, the one that you need to. Oh, my dogs are barking. But the one that you need to port your number over and bring your own device, you can get 25, but it has no hotspot. And I'm like, well, he doesn't really use hotspot, My dogs are 5-star security alarms. But anyhow, so I call into Metro by T-Mobile, I talk with them, and I told them, and I shit you not, the way I did it, I was just like, yeah, I'm looking to lower my bill just because, I see other places like, Boost Infinite, and I use Boost, right? That's like Metro's mortal enemy right there. Like, Boost Mobile's got a $25 unlimited plan. I know it's 30 gigs of data, but it's affordable. And so she's like, yo, she told me that she wanted to put me on hold real quick. She wanted to check something. Somebody must be here because my dogs are just going off. Can you guys hear my dogs? That's why I tell people don't get Chihuahuas unless you're willing to deal with them. Yeah. He pressed. He didn't impress me about Metro, but he just kind of helped me out, right? So like I was saying, I talked to the rep, told her I wanted to save some money. Times is hard. Inflation's kicking my ass. So she put me on hold. She comes back. She's like, oh, I just want to let you know, since, your account's been with us for over 2 years, I can get you on this. I think it's like a VIP 48. is what it's called. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, and she started explaining the details of that plan, but she told me to hold on one more time. And so I told her, yeah, take your time. So she put me on hold. She comes back like 3 minutes later. She's like, I got even better news for you. So we have a promotion plan that's, for new subscribers joining Metro, bringing their number and their phone with them. But we can give this to you for being a loyal customer. And she just dropped the bomb on me. She was like, it's $25 a month, unlimited talk, text, and data. There's no hotspot, so I lose the hotspot. There's no Google One, so lose the Google One. She's like, but you'll have, the basics of unlimited with Metro. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, put me on that. So now he's on the $25 plan. And I couldn't be happier. And that goes to Jose. That goes to Jose for just literally like, tell me, like, just press them and get it. So yeah, you can actually get it if you already have Metro. There is a way that you can get it, but of course the determining factor is how long have you been a Metro customer? Because if you just like signed up a month ago and then you're going to be demanding it right now, you got a 50-50 shot at getting it. But if you've been with Metro for a while, you got a good 80% shot at getting it. So I wonder if Mint will do buy 3 get 3 deal for the holidays again. $45 for 6 months. Yeah, maybe they'll do it. You know what I mean? Maybe they will do it. You never know. Now the holidays is definitely coming up. I'm excited because Halloween is this month as my favorite holiday of the year. It's funny. My favorite holiday of the year is Halloween because I'm a kid at heart. I'm 41 years old, but I can bring my mood down to a 10-year-old. You know what I mean? I like scary stuff, but not just the scary stuff, but I also like the fun scary stuff. Like I watch, It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, every year around this time. As a matter of fact, a lot of the Charlie Brown movies I watch around this time of the year, starting from the summer, right? So I forgot the name of the title of that movie, and I just saw it this summer. But it's a Charlie Brown movie where they're at summer camp and they have like a boat race where they got to build their own boat and then sail it down a river in a race. And there's these 3 obnoxious kids that keep screaming, "We're number one." And yeah, that's like my summer one. Of course, it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown for Halloween. A Thanksgiving Charlie Brown for Thanksgiving, and then the Christmas special. But I watch both of the Christmas specials for Charlie Brown. There's actually the Christmas special in itself, and then there's I Want a Dog for Christmas, Charlie Brown, which is where Linus's little brother Rerun tries to convince his mom to let Needles live with them. When Needles, who's Snoopy's brother, comes all the way out from comes out from the desert. He lives in Needles, Arizona. I think Needles, Arizona, or Needles, California. I think it's Needles, California. But he comes all the way from out there to go visit Snoopy. And yeah, so the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and the Great Pumpkin, yeah. Oh, Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown. Yes, Michael, you got it. Thank you so much. Yeah, Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown. Like, God, that movie is just, those 3 kids are so freaking annoying. We're number one. You just want to throw a boulder in their speedboat. I don't know if I want to watch the new Saw X movie now. Seen so many spoilers. I never, believe it or not, I've never really been a fan of the Saw movies. I mean, the first one I really liked. I really liked the first one. The second one was okay. I kind of like that one too. It wasn't like, it will never dominate over the first one in my opinion. But after part 2, 3, all the way up till now, like all those just like no. Yeah, I mean, this is why, like I tell people, like, yes, John Carpenter's Halloween, loved the story. Thought it was weird that they scrapped Halloween 3 through 6 and decided to just make it like, actually they scrapped 2 through 6. And now it's the original Halloween, then it's Halloween again, but it's the one where he breaks out of the mental hospital and starts going after Laurie, and she's got like her house all fortified and has trap rooms, and the basement is converted into like a panic room, and the kitchen island thingy is the actual door to it. But it goes to that one, and then it goes to Halloween Kills, and it goes to Halloween Ends, right? So I like the Rob Zombie version. Some people may not agree with me. The reason why I like the Rob Zombie version is for two reasons. One is that it gave a backstory to Michael Myers, right? Like what Rob Zombie thought that Michael's life was like to make him so twisted and demented, where he became, a psychopath. And then, of course, Halloween 2, Michael wasn't like a spiritual possessed being. Michael was more of just like not there. So typical things that would hurt someone who had their sanity didn't hurt Michael, but he was able to be killed, right? Because at the end of the movie, when he was in that storage shed place, he was gunned down, he died. Yeah, I know. On a lot of the Charlie Brown movies, I grew up like Charlie Brown's like one of my favorite cartoon movie series that I love to watch. I think of all of them, my most favorite one that had to do specifically with Snoopy was What a Nightmare, Charlie Brown, where Snoopy like eats before bedtime, and when he goes to sleep, he gets a nightmare that he's in the Arctic and he has to run with sled dogs, and because he's so domesticated that he can't handle it. But little by little, as the alpha dog of the pack continues to bully Snoopy, he eventually gets so hungry and angry that he just goes in on them. And then but yeah, that's like one of my favorite movies. Free Michael. Oh yeah, they freed Michael on Halloween Ends. I mean, that's like a horrible way to die. I really thought they could have did Halloween Ends to me was a good movie, but it was only a good movie from the last part of the movie. The majority of the movie just kind of irked me because they could have just made that like a spin-off. You know what I mean? And not necessarily I know Michael Myers is in the movie, but he's not the main character of the movie, right? Laurie is kind of like a backstep, but she's not too far back of a character. She still plays a role in the movie. Her granddaughter is, the protagonist. The granddaughter's boyfriend is the new antagonist, right? Kind of suffering some of the same mental strain that Michael had, and then just inflicting his anger out on the people at Haddonfield, and coming face to face with Michael and not being killed. But then I think what really pissed me off is Michael's always known to be really good, he's always known to be tough, strong, and everything like that. I think what pissed me off is when the granddaughter's boyfriend goes back into the sewer area where Michael's been hiding all those years, and he kind of beats on Michael to take his mask, and then dresses as Michael Myers and goes out that night and starts killing people, getting revenge. And I thought, what the heck? Don't do that. That's Michael Myers, you know what I mean? They were working in tandem for a moment. He would set up the victims, Michael would come in for the kill. But then he just took the mask from Michael and went after Laurie. And, so at the end of Halloween Ends is where Michael gets his mask back, and it was slightly okay. I mean, I wanted a little bit more depth between him and Laurie, because that was the whole point, right? The Halloween movies is basically focused on Laurie Strode and Michael Myers, right? And in the Rob Zombie version, they gave Laurie Strode her actual, birth name, Angel Myers. So it was just I always refer to her as Angel Myers no matter what, shout outs to Rob Zombie. But yeah, that end where they threw him in the wood chipper thing or whatever the hell that thing was, a metal grinder or whatever. I was that's a bad way to go out. But I mean, I don't know. Just Halloween Ends just was not my cup of tea. Oh, I thought you meant Michael Myers. See, you already got me started. Yeah, the Halloween movies are great. I just I'm okay with the fact that they kind of cut out Halloween 2 through 6 and they're no longer canon to the story, because all that other stuff that came, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, Michael was not even the character in that movie. Then Halloween 4, 5, and 6 kind of focused on extended relatives, right? I don't know if you guys know this, but in Rob Zombie's version of Halloween, Laurie Strode's I guess you would say best friend or good friend, the girl that survives the first movie after being cut up by Michael, and then he kills her in the second movie in at home. Like he's like slices her up all over again, and she doesn't survive. But the girl that played Laurie's friend, the dark-haired brunette, she actually played the cousin of Michael Myers in Halloween 5 and 6. If you guys didn't know that. So she was a little young girl that had like a telepathic link with Michael. And then she wore the clown costume on Halloween, and then she went mute in the 6th movie until the end. But yeah. Did they make a movie of Michael Myers going to outer space? I thought it was Jason. Yeah, it was Jason X, Jason Voorhees, and that's why Kane from WWE had to like cut his long hair. He cut it for that movie because he played the big with Jason with the metal mask. He played the Jason X version. Yeah, that one was just crappy as hell. Yeah, so I went into a whole spiel of like horror movies and stuff. But like Halloween is my favorite holiday. The good stuff that goes with it. I even still watch the Disney special, the one where Donald Duck is mean to Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and so the Halloween witch sees him being mean to the kids, so she casts a spell on Donald's foot where he can't stop dancing. I even still watch that. My wife loves Thanksgiving. She loves to prepare a feast for the family. Like that's like something that's really fun and therapeutic for her. So I like the last couple of days she's been just chanting about next month is Turkey Day, and I'm like, this month is Candy Day. and of course my kids love Christmas. So yeah, a lot of things going back to back there. Now, what are your guys' favorite holidays, and what do you guys do as far as like, do you guys like have any like holiday traditions that you guys always celebrate with? Like, let me know, because besides Halloween coming at the end of this month, tomorrow is Pixel Day. Tomorrow is my time. The iPhone fans got their time last month. Samsung gets their time a couple of times throughout this year. I know tomorrow's another Samsung thing. Another event tomorrow too. Funny they chose the same day as the Made by Google event. It is what it is. But yeah, it's my turn. I'm a Pixel fan. It's my fucking turn to like see all the coolness that happens. Like, yeah, I'm excited. I don't need to be part of the partnership program to enjoy the moment they unveil it. Because that's my thing. We've heard a lot of leaks about the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro. We've heard a lot of leaks about the Pixel Watch 2. And the way that I look at all these things is nothing is for sure until they say it tomorrow. So yeah, is there a great chance that the Pixel 8 went up in price by $100 and is now going to be $699? More than likely, because the sources are credible. But I will say that it's true when they announce it tomorrow. That's that. Samsung Galaxy S23 Fan Edition Day. Yep. So Sammy's got their day tomorrow. Pixel fans like myself got our day tomorrow. My parents have a wedding anniversary on. Whoa, your parents got married on Halloween? When someone tells me that either a relative or themselves got married on Halloween, all I think about is the movie The Crow and how Eric Draven was supposed to marry Shelley Webster on Halloween. But of course, they were murdered in their apartment, which set the tone for the movie. And I don't know how I feel about this reboot. They rebooted The Crow. They got somebody else to play it. It's not Jason Momoa. And I'm just like, they should have left that movie alone. Sorry. But I do believe that The Crow is a cursed movie. When Jason Momoa them tried to reboot it, there was a lot of problems on set that happened. And of course, The Crow is infamously known for the last movie that Brandon Lee did, because Brandon Lee sadly passed away on set to an accident. One of the prop guns that had blanks, there was, I forgot what it was. They said there was something inside of it that even though that it was supposed to fire blanks, it still had the gunpowder for the noise. It still shot a projectile which hit him in the stomach, and going through hours of trying to do the surgery, and he passed. So I mean, that was his last movie. And they said too that even before Brandon was shot on set, like throughout the entire production of the movie, there was just massive problems. People broke their legs on set. Some props on the set kind of like fell and nearly killed somebody. There was all kinds of problems. You know, the Crow's boss. Yeah, I read all the comics. So like before James Omar option to allow Miramax to make, was it Miramax? I think it was Miramax to make his movie, or to make his comic into a full-fledged movie. I read the comics. The first one, obviously my favorite, the story of Eric Draven. It's funny because the movie, The Crow City of Angels, where the protagonist who dies, like him and his son get murdered, it goes by the name of Ash Corbin. And it's funny because in the comic, his name is Michael Corbin. And was it? I didn't like the Wicked Prayer movie, but the comics were okay. I would rather, instead of Wicked Prayer that had Eddie Furlong playing it, I would have rather wanted to see, I think it's the third or fourth comic. This one, the story basically was a woman that was pregnant, going home from a long shift at work, was attacked by some thugs on the street. They killed her and her unborn child. And so the Crow revives her to take revenge on the men that murdered her and her unborn child. And that one was a pretty badass story. If you haven't read that story, I would recommend to go see it if you're a fan of the Crow comics. Nah, it's all gravy. This is like one of those just chill live streams. I mean, my Pixel channel hitting over 200 subscribers was just dope as hell. So, Evil Dead is boss too. The original version. The newer one that came out was just kind of weird. I mean, it was kind of cool though. I did kind of find it a little bit spooky, especially like those scenes through the peephole in the door, where the little girl's talking to her mom. Her mom's just like, it's nothing that a little hug can't fix. Now open up, honey. I was like, whoa, I got chills when I heard that, because I was like, fuck. I don't know. But I mean, I get my daily dose of spectacular stuff. Like on TikTok, there's just a bunch of people that make like spooky shit. And because I look it up on TikTok, it's basically like, like, hey, you like scary stuff. So here, we're just going to keep sending you some in your TikTok feed. And I get ones that, talk about ghosts. There was one that I laughed so hard because a lady was sleeping on a couch. Her husband was at work. And then so she feels something on her face. She wakes up. She kind of looks around. And then she starts calling her husband on the phone. And then the living room light starts flickering. And the cross that's mounted on the wall above her couch flips upside down. And she just bolts out of the house. And I'm like, geez, lady, I don't blame you. I do the same thing too. If I had a cross in my room and it just inverted itself, I'm gone. Like, kids, I'll scream to the kids, get out of the house. I don't care if they have their shoes on. We are running outside of the house. Whatever's in here can stay in here. Like, if I need to get my belongings, a priest needs to come inside and just splat holy water on everything of mine. And then maybe the altar boys can come in here and load a moving truck with all my stuff, because I'm not coming back in here. Yeah. So now, anyways, I am I watch those YouTube TikTok ghost stories, and yeah, those are really interesting. They're really fun too. And there's a YouTuber that I found that makes little mini movies and little season episodes. Really cool stuff, right? Werewolves versus vampires, and I found his stuff to be refreshing. I just found his channel today because of his TikTok account. And I subscribed to it today, and I got to watch some of the episodes because I think they're pretty cool. They're not Hollywood type, but they're definitely they look really good for a lot of the effects and CGI. But I mean, you can tell that they're made by a hobbyist, but they're not 2009 style made by hobbyist movie. They actually look pretty good. I would say it would be something that I think I would find on Amazon Prime to watch, The guy's pretty good. His vision and the way he's methodical about camera placement to get the shots he wants to get for his movie, and the angles and everything was really good. for an amateur. So I thought about aliens versus vampires. And, you know, if I had to be specific, like my favorite supernatural monster would be the werewolf. I always joke around with my wife, like when there's a full moon, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna transform tonight, but you won't know because you'll be dead asleep. Like I leave here before you guys wake up because I don't want to accidentally, you know, go ballistic on you guys. And she always tells me to shut up. But yeah, if I could be a supernatural monster, a werewolf is what I would want to be, for sure. Well, especially like you know, I used to play those RPG games at home with my friends. So we played Werewolf the Apocalypse, and so like werewolves have a little bit more depth. They're not just all about brute strength and brutality and savage animal rage, but like you know, if you play those types of games, Werewolf the Apocalypse, you find out that like werewolves actually do have psychic powers. And in that, because you know you can either play like Werewolf Apocalypse or Vampire the Masquerade, and you find out like with werewolves can physically take on 5 vampires at once, but they can psychically attack 7 vampires around them. So technically, one werewolf can take on 12 vampires if he's strong and in health, right? If he's weak, obviously, then yeah, you know he's gonna get killed. But that's so werewolves has always been my favorite, and that is my favorite types of movies to watch from American Werewolf in London. American Werewolf in Paris was really cheesy as hell. You know, I found that more comedy than scary. Plus, the werewolves look different in that one, and they're both movies are linked together. It's in like kind of like in a way that you know. There was one cool one that I saw. I forgot the name of the movie, but I'll tell you guys what the synopsis is about. So, a reporter heads to an area in England. It's on the Black Moors, and this area of land is like fenced off. It's fenced off. Do I like rare ribeyes? Yeah, of course. But it's like a fenced off area. There's like you can't really see anything. And so this reporter camps out there. She tries to find out like you know what is you know the British government hiding, and what it turns out to be. It turns out to be a werewolf. But the only way you can see the werewolf is I think if the moonlight is shining on it, you can see it. But if the moonlight is not shining at all, you can't see it. It's like it's nearly invisible, like the predators. It's nearly invisible. And I thought that movie was pretty creepy as hell. But yes, I do like my ribeyes rare. Here's a little known fact that you guys probably don't know, but like I'm half Thai, right? And so there's this dish that my mom used to make, and you can find it at Thai restaurants, but when the Thai restaurants obviously cook the meat, but the original version of the meat is that it's actually raw. So it's raw beef, it's cut up. And the reason why no one gets food poisoning or sick from it is because you don't cut up the meat and season it and eat it right away. You have to let it sit overnight. But you're using things like salt, lemon juice, and then the Thai chili peppers and the extract of Thai chili peppers to kill bacteria on the meat. So the meat, hold on. Give me 1 second, everybody. I will be right back in 1 second. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to cut this. I got something I gotta get taken care of. I appreciate everybody for hanging out with me and listening to my little ranting and stuff like that. But anyways, final thing about that dish is that dish is raw, eaten raw with sticky rice, and yeah, I love it. So, but yeah, I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me. If you guys just came in a little late, check the replay out. Yeah, you guys can catch what I talked about with Google Fi. And also, again, for everyone that's subscribed to the Pixel channel, thank you guys so much. We hit over 200 subscribers. So it's growing, and I'm loving basically the views on there. People are coming to check out the videos, and that's what matters most to me. Get my insight and my thoughts and opinions about these things. And I'll just keep uploading videos there. specifically for Pixel products. So again, thank you guys. You guys take it easy. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll set up the live stream for my reaction. It's going to be late though, so it's not going to be when it's live. I'm going to ignore everyone who tries to tell me anything about the event tomorrow. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll do my live reaction to the Made by Google event. And also when I'm doing it, if you've seen the event, don't go in there and start telling me what they're going to say or what they're going to announce. Let me have my moment. I would really, really love to appreciate that. And those that's watching on the Dedicated Pixel channel, thanks for checking it out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for subscribing. Come back, watch some more videos. I would really, really appreciate that. If you guys want to help the channel out, you guys know how you guys can do that, where it goes directly to me. There's a QR code right there. Go ahead and scan that if you guys want to. Go to my PayPal. Would appreciate it, but you don't have to. Smashing that like button is what really helps out. I appreciate you guys. Talk to you on the next one.